Alright y'all, so I've made it to Whole Foods. You can whoop whoop in Whole Foods. So we're gonna go on a little shopping extravaganza today. How about that? Okay, so I've made it to produce. I wanted to show you some of the great things that you could get for produce. Okay, so let me flip you around. Can I flip you? Where are we flipping? Huh, I might not be flipping today. Oh, there's my flipping. Okay, so we're talking avocados for $2.99 for a 4 count. Like, that is pretty spectacular, okay? So there's lots of options there. And if we come over here, for those who want to be like super lazy, there is some zucchini spirals. There is also some homemade guacamole that is right there. We see some cauliflower. Here is some organic riced cauliflower. That would be great too. Trimmed Brussels sprouts. So definitely some options in the vegetables. But what I think might also entice y'all is over here. We're walking. Okay, so the salad dressing options. People are always like, I don't like my Hidden Valley Ranch. Like, I want something more different salad dressing options. So here we go. This, y'all, avocado vinaigrette. So if we look at the back of that, again, I know it's really small, but 2 grams of carbs, and that looks pretty yums. Okay, there's light ranch. Man, we don't like the light stuff. But if we go over here, we've got some organic buttermilk ranch. And there's some organic chunky blue cheese dressing. Our famous buttermilk ranch. Again, tons of options there with salad dressings. So here is some tzatziki sauce. Let's check it out. So it only got 2 grams of sugar per serving. So you could dip all sorts of stuff in there. Like celery would be delicious, or you could make your own like cheese chips and dip it in there. That looks delicious too. So what else can we find in the produce section? So we're also talking nuts galore. Okay, so we're talking dry roast pistachios, sesame sticks, all sorts of different things there. And then this is so exciting. So this is an olive bar. Y'all, olives are fantabulous for you, and there's so many options here. So this would be, I'm going to load up on some of those in just a second, but the produce section is so far our friend. Stay tuned for the next section in just a second. We all know that cheese, if you are doing keto with dairy, like cheese is such an easy way to up your fats. So I'm fairly stocked up on cheese at my house because we are cheese people. But just to give you an idea of what kind of cheeses you could get at Whole Foods, like this is unbelievable. So, like we're talking cubed cheeses, regular cheeses, cheddar blocks. Like look at the size of that block of cheddar. Okay, and so Gouda is another great one. I'm seeing all sorts of different cheeses. This has got to be some Parmesan or Reggiano in a big huge block. Okay, that looks amazing. And look at these, y'all. So we're talking different kinds of salami all in packs. An easy way to up your fats. Okay, so their dairy section is pretty awesome too. They have like our standard almond milks and different yogurts and different things. So but most of those you could also grab at your local grocery store. Mind you, I've been doing keto for 8 months, and this is my first time in Whole Foods. So like, you don't have to do the specialty food store to get great things. But just to have an idea again of like packaged cheeses, check this out. So we're talking like a variety of packaged cheese. Here is also shredded cheese, all organic as well, and different lunch meats as well. I know some people are not a big fan of lunch meats, but those are all organic and probably a little bit better than what you get in your standard grocery store. So I think from here I'm going to head down into some of the more stock aisles. That should be exciting. So stay tuned. Alright y'all, so I've made it to the chip aisle. Like for me, this was always my trouble spot. I love crunchy snacks, I love things like that. So there's lots of options here. Like, let me show you some of these weird things that I've found. Like, that's my whole point today, is to find things that I have not found in my local grocery store. So here we go. We have, let me flip you. Okay, so these things, I'm not even really totally exactly sure what they are. They're called Brahmi Chili Lime Lupini Snacks. And it's made out of a lupini bean, okay? But if you look at that thing, it says total carbohydrate 7 and dietary fiber is 7. So that's going to be a 0 in terms of net carb. There is chili lime, and there is also garlic and herbs, so we're going to give those a try. There are also pork rinds, barbecue seasoning, and like, let me go back over here to the pork area. Like, okay, so Keto Revolution is coming. Like, those empty aisles, empty shelves are because those where pork rinds were. But these, there's pork rinds, there's pork cracklings, there is all sorts of things. There's different kinds of these pork rinds. Up here, those are smokehouse barbecue. That is jalapeno something or another. So actually, I think I'm gonna grab these jalapeno ones because those look delicious, okay? And so total carbs, 0 on those again. So like a humongous assortment of pork rinds and crunchy things to satisfy that crunchy craving. So also, for those of you who like the seaweed sticks, like, the options are pretty extensive in terms of seaweed snacks. Like, that's not really my thing, but lots of people love those. So you could give those a try as well. So, success in the chip aisle. Okay, so I really like to mix my ketones up in different sparkling waters. Like, that's just my thing. I like it. Some people don't like the carbonation, but I'm all about it. So, I have heard great things about this Zevia. Okay, so it is sweetened with sugar. So this is a ginger ale. Okay, so we're talking 0 carbs there. But check this out. Uh-oh, I'm losing you. Okay, so we have a gazillion different options of sparkling waters. I see grapefruit, cucumber, peach, lemon, lime, cucumber, lemon. There's Waterloo, there's mango, watermelon, lime, grapefruit. I mean, you name it. If you want some sparkling water, like, this is the place. Okay, so tons of sparkling water options. Which, again, if you don't like sparkling waters with your things, that is totally fine too. I get it. Like, some people, that's just not their thing. So, the rest of this, oh no, look what I see up here. It gets even better. It's like a Zevia overload. Oh, this could be crazy, y'all. Okay, so, again, heard wonderful things about this Zevia. I've only found it at Target in the cola variety, but I wanted something different than just cola. So, check this out. Look at all these options. So we've got, what is that? So Mountain Zevia, I think that's like basically like Mountain Dew, orange, grape, Dr. Zevia. So we're talking like all your regular soda flavors. There's the cream soda. I've heard that is delicious. Okay, and there is root beer as well. So if you're thinking about making a float, you could add a little whipping cream in there too, and it would just be amazing. So here are some of these Zevia flavored waters, bountiful at Whole Foods. Awesomeness. So excited about that. Okay, so we all know how great coconut oil can be, and a lot of us use it in keto cooking, okay, as well as coconut milk. So look at your options here. So virgin coconut oil, yes, it is, we're in Alabama, so it's not totally solid, but this is so high in MCT oils and different things. And look at the fat content on there with 0 carbs. Okay, so that is great for cooking. If you were going to use coconut milk in a recipe, again, total fat, 14 carbs too. So you could get cans and cans of coconut milk. And if you're anything like me, I think I posted the other day about my Italian heritage and what I love. So these Rouse homemade sauces, they come in a bunch of different flavors. You can find those in your regular grocery store. And they do have a carb count of about 4 net carbs, which is pretty much the lowest I've found. But this one, vodka sauce, looks delicious. It would be at a 4. Okay, so 4 net carbs per serving. That is pretty exciting. this yellow barn, which seems to be on sale today, which is even more exciting. So if we look at it, it also is only going to have 4 net carbs per serving. So that yellow barn is a lot cheaper than the Rouse or that Cucina Antica, so I might try to grab some of those and see how those taste. But lots of different options there in the tomato sauce. Pretty exciting, some things I haven't seen before. I think I'm never gonna have another sweet treat again in my life. Yeah, no, so not the case. Okay, but you just have to make things a little bit different with some different flours and different sugars. You can find these flours and sugars in probably your local grocery store, but y'all, this selection is unreal. So we're talking like every flour that you could ever like want. So we're talking organic coconut flour. There's big old bags of almond flour. I still see some more coconut flours and different things. A lot of this is this Bob's Red Mill, which is great for cooking and different things. I use it all the time, but I have found a lot of that in Publix as well. So what else though? So my issue is always people saying, well, what kind of what are you using for sugar? Okay, so here is some options about sugar. Okay, so in a lot of recipes, you'll see either granular swerve or confectioner's swerve. I find this confectioner swerve blends a lot better when you're mixing it and baking things. I buy this in like the Humongo bag off of Amazon, just an FYI. But this is a little bit harder to find. This xylitol. Okay, so this is toxic, y'all, hear me, to dogs. Okay, so they cannot digest this, so make sure you don't have this around your pup. But I have heard that so the swerve sometimes leaves this like cooling effect afterwards, and I have heard these xylitol does not leave any sort of aftertaste whatsoever. So, but that xylitol is kind of tricky to find. So if you have been looking for that, that's a pretty good find for right here. Also, another sweetener that's really popular that's hard to find in a big old bag is that Lakanto monk fruit sweetener. Okay, so it is also great, I would think, in terms of different flavors without having a cooling effect. You would want to do xylitol, monk fruit, or then the swerve, so in that order. So, great sugar finds. I'm actually going to pick up some of this xylitol because I have seen some recipes in there. So, let's just hop over here while y'all are still with me. So I just showed you some coconut oils, but here we go, like, we're even more. So this is coconut oil butter flavor. All right, that's 0 carbs, so you can get butter. There is some ghee butter. Okay, so for all of you ghee fans, if you're still making bulletproof coffees with ghee, like, more power to you. But I'm going to take my keto cream. But there is some ghee, and there is different flavors of that as well. But the coconut oil options are pretty extensive, okay? And so there's walnut oil, grapeseed oil, avocado oil. There's a ghee oil in like a huge container. It's almost already liquid form, so I guess you could use that in your coffee as well. Again, I'm gonna go for my keto cream instead of, sorry, I'm bringing it back. Keto cream instead of ghee, because, well, I don't eat butter. So, we're on to another section, but that was pretty interesting. I'm pretty excited about the different types of sugars. Alright, so for those of you who live in Alabama, certain areas, like, bulk foods are kind of hard to find. Like, we gotta go to Trader Joe's to get bulk nuts or different things. But check this out, y'all. This is great. So, we have, like, bulk foods galore. Okay, so some of them are clearly not keto friendly because they're gonna have an insane amount of carbohydrates. But so semi-sweet. So if we look at this is 43% cocoa. If you look at the carbs, it's gonna leave you at 9. Okay, but look at the 69% cocoa. Okay, so that bounces the carb, decreases your net carbs to only 5 per serving. So that's per tablespoon of those. So there's those. Look at this would only have 30 net carbs. You could buy coconut medium shredded in bulk. Okay. What's a little bit exciting over here is that you could get coconut flour in bulk, or if you just needed a scoop, there it is. And also almond flour buy in bulk. So what about this though, y'all? Whew, there is macadamia nuts in whole raw form. Like those are the big old macadamia nuts. And if you look at this bulk department, it says if you're a Prime member, you get 25% off. I'm going to check into that and see exactly what that means, but that would be pretty exciting. So again, here's pecan pieces raw, cashews, almonds. Okay, so lots of different options within the bulk food area, which is pretty exciting. So continue on with me. Let's see, we gotta find a sweet treat aisle, don't we? So peanut butter and chocolate are like, they just go hand in hand, right? Like that's why the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup is as popular as it is. So what can you do though when you're keto and you don't want to take in an insane amount of carbs off of peanut butter? Because a lot of peanut butters out there are sweetened. Okay, so we gotta go for the natural peanut butters. So check these out. So we have all of these natural almond, coconut, almond butter. Let's see what the carbs are on that. So this would only be 3 net carbs per serving. So that is pretty impressive. There's also tons and tons of different ones. I've heard great things about, sorry if that was too fast, about these nut zeros. Okay, so there's a nut zero. Okay, so you can tell I like the chocolate varieties, but this is a nut zero 7 nut and seed butter. And we are talking 6 net carbs per serving. Okay, so that is not awful because that is 2 tablespoons. That's quite a bit of peanut butter. So there's PB2 that we all are good friends with. Okay, so definitely lots of nut options. But here, look at this, y'all. You want to talk some chocolate. Okay, so we all know about Lily's chocolates. Lily's chocolate bars. Sometimes they're hard to find in all the different flavors, but they have definitely got them here. So we're talking creamy milk original, that's caramelized but salted, original, crispy rice, coconut, salted almond. Okay, so a gazillion different Lily's. There's also a ton of just different high percent chocolate here. So if you're looking for chocolates, again, you're going to try to look for as dark as possible. So let's see what this one has in it. Oh, that one's pretty high. See, it's amazing. Even though it's got high cocoa in it, that's still going to have 16 grams of carbohydrate per serving. So that is really high. So let's see. Oh, let's see this 77%er. So he's down to 8 net carbs per serving. Okay, so there's definitely some options out there, but the higher percent chocolate you find, the more cocoa, the better. Those Lily's, they taste delicious, okay, and they are hard to find in a variety of flavors. You can find some of them at your local Publix or Kroger or whatever, but that is a great selection here at Whole Foods. So, peanut butter and chocolate. It's like dessert's calling me. Okay, so we're nearing the end of our journey, but thought I would show you what some options are in the ice cream frozen food aisle. So the Halo Top selection is ginormous, okay? And then there is, let's see what this, look how high that sugar is, like that's just crazy. But I did find over here, come with me, I am going to grab some of this. So this is, I have never seen this before. This is Slim Twin Organic Chocolate, Vanilla, Mint Chip, Coffee, Cookies and Cream, Lemon Cookie, and Cardamom, okay? Looks amazing. So if we look at a label there, that's total carbohydrates 11, but then you're going to subtract that fiber and the sugar alcohol, so it's going to drop that down to 5. And this chocolate one only has 11, minus the fiber, minus the sugar alcohols, would have 4 per half a cup. That's pretty good. Like, it's pretty hard to find ice cream better than that. So we are going to grab some of that and give that a try. Look what else I found. These look tasty. So these are called Cheese Louise. Cute, crafty. They are cheddar pecan wafers. Okay, so you're gonna cook these in your oven for 12 to 15 minutes, and for 4 of them, which you can see them, okay, is 4 net carbs. So basically, it's a carb of pecan wafer. But when you want something crafty and quick, maybe that would be the way to go. So here's the tricky thing about keto. Yeah, there are some tricky things. So like the gluten-free world has taken over. Like people with celiac, with different IBS problems, with different things. Like the gluten-free world is wild. Okay, so there are like a gazillion gluten-free items out there. But the thing is that a lot of those do not mean that they are going to be low in carbs. For example, let's look at these. So these are Dr. Prager's broccoli littles, gluten-free, but they're made out of potatoes, y'all. So we're talking 12 net carbs per serving. Like it's just, it's scary. So here's spinach littles. Again, 12 net carbs. Okay, so when you are looking at different things, you've got to read that carb label, because just because it tells you that it's gluten-free and you're like, oh, that means it doesn't have flour in it, it must not have carbs in it. Like, that's just not the case. This is like a supreme example of this. So we all hear about cauliflower crust pizza, right? Yeah, it's supposed to be so good for you. Like wonderful, yes, gotta eat some cauliflower crust pizza. Well, check this out. Let me get you around. Okay, so live life on the edge, cauliflower crust pizza. Like that should be good for you, right? Yeah, all for it? Y'all, that is 24 grams of net carbs per a third of the crust. Just a third. So like if you eat a third of that pizza, you're basically over your net carbs for the entire day. What? Yeah. So when you are shopping, that should be like, that is pretty much my first go-to when I'm looking at a label. Like I'm not even looking at fat, I'm not looking at protein, I'm not looking at any of that. I'm calculating out my net carbs first every single time. So just be cautious about that. Like the gluten-free world has taken over, but that is not the same as the keto world. But we're getting there. Keto revolution is coming. There will be a keto aisle in the store, I guarantee you, within the next couple months. Like people are so on board, ready to go. So there are some other great finds that I found here that I just don't need at home. Like there's bone broths and there's mayonnaise and there's all different spices you could use, but I don't need any of those things right now, and trying to be good stewards of our money, right? So I hope that this has helped you a little bit about what you can find at Whole Foods. By the way, the salad bar, like their hot food section, the salad bar looked amazing, and you can make a wonderful salad out of lettuce and different things. Maybe we should take a tour over there. Let's go over there and check it out real quick before we leave. So like, what do I eat on the go? Like, what am I gonna eat, right? So let's check out this ginormous salad bar. So here we are. All right, so we've got all sorts of different leafy greens. Remember, leafy greens are your friends. So that kale, that salad mix, even that romaine, that spinach, all of those are great, okay? If I was choosing a salad dressing right here, I would definitely go either for that Caesar or that blue cheese back there, because again, you're winning the most fat. Like that's your goal with the lowest carbohydrates. So what would I put on top of a salad? Well, here's some of our options. So that celery would be great. The snap peas might be okay. You could use those tomatoes sparingly. That broccoli is your friend. Okay. Those onions you could use pretty good. There is some mushrooms. These mushrooms are great. Those cucumbers are great. And those radishes are great. Okay, so there's all sorts of things that you could put on your salad. If we could find some cheese, that would be even better. Because who doesn't love cheese on their salad? Okay, so let's, oh, but looky here. See, you're on a tour with me. So we're talking, they do have things to put on top. So there's some nuts and different cheeses. I knew there had to be cheese somewhere. Okay, skip those croutons. There's some coconut flakes. Okay, so again, more cheeses and things as we go along. But look what's up here. Look what I just spotted. So these are plain. Let's see what those are. Parm crisps. Okay, so that is just shredded Parmesan cheese. Those look pretty good. Okay, you could easily make those at home though. But like if you're on the go and you need some Parm crisps, there you go. Look over here at this part of the salad bar. Okay, that is blue cheese. Sorry, get a bad reflection there. Blue cheese, Parmesan cheese, feta cheese, cheddar cheese, all of your friends, okay? Again, mozzarella balls, different olives, eggs, okay? Those would also be wonderful. You could add those on top too. They do have some grilled peppers there that you could use in moderation as well. And different salads, that raw kale, cranberry, and walnut. It does say, well, it's just the dried cranberries that have sugar in them, so that would actually probably not be awful. Okay, so there's a cucumber and pea salad. Again, that probably wouldn't be awful. Okay, so we look at bacon, ham. Yes, please look at that blue cheese dressing. Looks delicious. Okay, so over here, we've got some more vegetables, spicy eggplant. Okay. So you could really, like, you could come to Whole Foods and easily eat a whole meal and be totally keto safe, keto friendly, the whole deal. So don't think that just because it's a grocery store you can't eat in it too.